What's up, people? Tonight, I'm gonna see how much progress I can make on this engine. I'd like to get the intake manifold on and some other accessories, but I gotta clean up these surfaces. I did a pretty good job of cleaning up this section, but this section right here, I gotta give it some attention. I did pick up a master gasket set for this engine, so this is all the seals for this B18. I'm not gonna use all of them because I do have some of them already, but the ones I don't have, I would definitely use. So let's get at this.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing.
So now this is where the intake manifold mounts to the head, and got a lot of old gasket to take off. I got the big chunks off. I'm getting there. Just gotta get all these little bits off now. It's smooth, but this area is very stained. But it's smooth. If you close your eyes and rub your hand across it, it doesn't feel the way it looks. All right, that's good enough. So I'm gonna take all these nuts off. Uh-oh, this nut doesn't want to come off. Uh-oh. This nut and this stud got married. I just ran another nut onto there and it freed it. So now let's see if I can get both of them off. That will be the trick. So I got this one off. Let's see if I can get the other one off. If you don't know about the two nut trick, it's where you butt two nuts up against each other on a stud so that you can torque the other end using the nuts. Alright, so now let's see if I can back this one off. Yeah, we are good to go. Now, if this were going to be the final engine that was going in there, I might think about getting new hardware. As long as I can make this work, I'll be happy. There we go. Now I can put it right back home, maybe with a little help. So I use the same trick, see if I can get it all the way back in. I might need to chase this. That should be good. And the intake manifold gasket is one of the gaskets that I bought before I got the kit. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And that looks like a good fit. So let's go ahead, put this back on. Get one of the top bolts on just to hold it. And now we can put the rest on. And the last one. So I'm gonna see what accessories I can put back on, but this coolant, this water pump outlet or crossover tube, whatever you call it, it is not gonna make the cut. So I think I have a new one of these on order. I already have some new O-rings, so they're getting replaced. Let's see what else I can reuse. Okay. I'll have to clean this up. I imagine these sensors will work, but I will get a new thermostat, something I have not ordered yet. I will reuse the alternator and brackets. This hose is dirty, but it's pliable and easy enough to replace if I have issues with it. If I can find one easily, I'll just go ahead and buy it, but if not, I'll just reuse this one. And this box, I always forget what you call it. The box is fine, the seals and the hoses, not so much. Emissions box, what do you call this thing? Oh, this is the crankcase ventilation box. It goes right here. So I'm gonna clean it up and see if I can find these hoses. Let's see, the alternator I might be able to reinstall. I think these bolts go like this. Pretty sure this is for power steering. But who needs power steering? While the one from this engine looks terrible, check this out. This whole setup from the other engine looks really good. This was from the junkyard engine. They took a lot of sensors that they would need for the swap, but this crossover tube looks good. This tubing looks good. I'm gonna go see what else I can use. I'll probably replace the thermostat, but yeah, this looks fantastic. So I just have to clean up the side that it mates to, and even I have new seals, but even these O-rings look good. But that'll be for another day. Actually, after taking a quick glance at some of the components on the other B18 that I have, I'm not sure I picked the right engine. But that was a junkyard engine that I didn't know if it ran, and I know, even though this one was uglier, I know it ran. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good that I got some better parts that I don't have to order. Damn, the other engine looks a lot better. Since I have the new water pump outlet, all I have to do is make sure that this surface in here, where one side of the tube goes, is nice and clean, and it's a bit rusted and rough. So I'm gonna see what I can do about cleaning it off. That means getting the alternator out of the way. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna start cleaning it up a little bit. This is a better look at it. You see how it's a bit dirty? Probably should have done this before putting the water pump on, but I have to clean that up and then I can put the tube on. Oh yeah, that stuff's coming off easily, thankfully. So it's not gonna take that long. This is just one of those soft pads with a slightly abrasive side. And I don't even remember where I got it. While I was tempted to go ahead and use the old O-ring for this tube because it looks to be in great condition, I went ahead and opened up the kit, the seal kit that I got, and decided to throw on a new one because I would hate for it to leak. But I'm gonna keep this old one because maybe in a pinch I'll need it. And while I'm at it, I might as well look at this side because there's no signs of leaking and I'm almost tempted to not open it. But yeah, this side looks a little more deformed. It was an excellent seal and this looks good. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and replace it too. I thought I had misplaced these bolts that hold the thermostat housing section all together, but these bolts need some attention. So I'm gonna run the chaser over this one, and where's the other one? Actually, this one doesn't look that bad. But yeah, I'm gonna run the chaser over this one because it needs it. Sometimes looks are deceiving. It looks rusted, but I'm able to chase it down almost by hand the whole way. Nice and smooth. All right, and this one for good measure. Yeah, it's fine. Well, I guess it's in there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten down the intake manifold. So this little box has some tubing. Now this one seems hard. Perhaps I can replace it with a regular rubber tubing. This one seems pliable, but I'm just gonna clean it up, and I should have a new O-ring from here, but it's a little dirty, so I'm gonna wipe it down. Not gonna go crazy, and then go ahead and reinstall it. Oh, that was very old and dry. I'm hoping I have one of those in my little set I bought. Probably don't need to take this off, but I want to take a look at this little grommet. Yeah, this tube is pretty pliable. It's not cracking when I bend it all the way the other way, so I'm gonna reuse it. I am gonna reuse it. Put these clamps back on so I don't forget where they came from. But this, I don't even know where this goes. All right, I do not know why this needs to be a hard tubing, but I'm gonna see if I can find where it goes. So my master seal kit, I found this O-ring. It doesn't tell you anywhere what seals you get, but that one seems to be a fit. Yep, that could be it. So I might as well go ahead and put that on. I wasn't convinced that it was seating properly, so I put some oil on the O-ring. Let's see if it goes in any easier. And it looks like it did. So I put that box on the back of this engine right there, but let me show you something on the other engine. This is another B18 that I have, and the box is not there. So I don't think it is absolutely necessary to have it. I just need to make sure that I cap off the things that need to be capped off. But this is the other intake manifold, and a lot of the tubing is in much better shape than the tubing on the other one. So I'll be using this tubing, which is very, very pliable and looks a lot newer. So I'm gonna put this on the engine I'll be using. I also have another bracket like this that goes from the block to the intake manifold. I also have another set of spark plug wires, and they look like they are in great condition. So I will give those a shot when I'm finally ready to run the engine. So I'm gonna take this off. I hope it doesn't fight me too much, but this intake manifold looks a lot better. There we go. Look how clean this is. But this tubing is in fantastic condition. Good enough for me. This tubing barely makes the cut. I don't know if I want to use it. Upon further inspection, this tube will not make it. It has a little hole, but the clamps just might. I am gonna put this bracket back on because I think I'll be able to get to those two fittings with it on. Actually, they're not all the same. One of them is short. No, I'll say the short one. The short one goes right here. Something I will use from the ugly engine is this temperature sensor, because whoever took the other one from the junkyard, they took this. So I'm gonna see if I can get this out. Do not know if I'm this strong, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Nah, I'm not that strong. All right, so let's just hope this sensor works. So with this tube back in, I can now reposition the alternator bracket and the alternator. And since all of these seem to be in much better condition on the Pretty engine, I'm going to take these off as well. And all of this looks so good. So I took this off of the Pretty B18, but the intake manifolds are slightly different and the throttle bodies are slightly different. So I'm gonna have to do some research to see what I need to do to make this work with this throttle body and intake manifold, or I need to just find the parts for this one. They may be in my truck. So I'm looking around and I think tonight that will be it. I don't know, let's see, I could start on the wiring harness because that does need to happen, but it might just get in the way of the things I'm doing now. There's a lot of spider webs on it. I'll work on that tomorrow. I'm gonna clean up a little bit and then do some research. If you would like to follow along as I swap this engine into my 95 Civic, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things I've already done to my Civic, check out my playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.